Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where, yes, we've got Fog-Of-War for you, which is fantastic. A puzzle called Slalom mit Ablenkung by Sandra Nala. And not only does this involve fog, it involves Wrogn clues. We've got to get all of the clues wrong in order to solve the puzzle. So this is truly Fogn Wrogn or Wrogn Fogn or something. Slalom mit Ablenkung. I didn't know what that meant. I knew what mit meant in German, and I could guess what slalom meant, but I didn't know what Ablenkung meant, and it means diversion. So I think the flavour text to Sandra Nala's new puzzle is about it's like crufts. We have crufts in the UK where dogs have to, weave in and out of things correctly. And I think Nala apparently is very good at it, but Sandra's always gets things wrong, and hence the name of this puzzle. But anyway, this has been really, really heavily recommended to us, and I love Fog-Of-War puzzles, so this is what we're going to do today. It's going to take me about 5 minutes to read the rules, but that's fine. We don't mind if the puzzle at the end of it is super, and apparently this one is. Now, I've got loads of things to tell you about today. I'll start off with a weird one. Quite a few of you have been asking me to have a go at an old puzzle by TotallyNormalCat. Now, TotallyNormalCat is a terrifying creature in the world of Sudoku, because their puzzles are just bafflingly brilliant, but also really hard. And this is the puzzle you've asked me to have a go at. Broken Secrets, which I've noticed from the preamble appears to refer to a chap called Simon. Anyway, I will try and have a go at this. I don't know exactly when, and it could be one of these monstrous videos, but I will have a go at that at some stage. And I did look at it on Logic Masters Germany. I think only 10 people have solved it in about 3 or 4 years, so it's probably quite hard. Anyway, that was one thing I wanted to mention. What else did I want to mention? Over on Kickstarter, we're only a few dollars away from the third stretch goal, when we'll be able to add a new puzzle to the Fog-Of-War Christmas present that so many of you have been supporting. Thank you very much if you supported it. This is going to be absolutely epic. A novella by Peter C. Hayward, art by Hayley Mooney, and well, we're at 12 Fog-Of-War Sudoku puzzles woven into the narrative so far, with 10 by Sandra Nala. Sandra Nala, obviously, in today's video. 1 by Chili, 1 by Jay Dyer. Who will the next bonus puzzle be by? Well, we should see quite soon, so that's exciting. Do check that out. And then tomorrow on Patreon, we have got 100 Snackdokus being released. Thanks very much to Panthera, who I know has been integral to sort of organising this. And the idea of a Snackdoku is it's sort of a 2-minute puzzle, and these are all 4x4s. And I've been actually recording myself solving them. I'm up to about number 50 so far, and they're lovely. They are so... Snackdoku is just a great name for them, because they don't take very long. But normally you have to think for a moment before you can just, bash into them and finish them off. And every single one of them, there was one that had a new rule set that had 2 of the same rule set, but there are 50 different setters involved. And each setter has done 2 puzzles. Almost all of them have different rule sets. So it's a cornucopia of magnificence. And yeah, it's going to be great. It's 4 p.m. UK time tomorrow. If you're a Patreon, do check it out. The idea is that the whole pack should be able to be finished in a little over 3 hours, I think. So it won't take too much of your Christmas time. Also, I need to release the... we picked the winner for this month's monthly reward, Demono's Sudoku Hunt. And the winner is Arkosic. I hope I'm saying that correctly, Arkosic, and you will be able to identify yourself. Well done on winning. We will be in touch with you shortly about your prize. And do I have to say anything else? Oh, and there'll be a roll of honour at the end of this video. So if you enjoy Kurt Hugo Schneider's music, and if you want to see your name perhaps up in lights, do check that out. It should appear at the end of the video, providing I remember to put it in. Now, other news. Let's talk about some other things that are going on around the channel. I want to shout out Lucy, who's been in touch with us. Lucy is doing the most extraordinary thing. She is donating part of her liver altruistically without knowing who her liver is being donated to. Lucy, I am sort of lost in admiration for you, and for anybody who does this. I'm incredibly squeamish about all matters medical, and that you're doing this. I know that after you donate bits of your liver, they say your liver grows back, but I gather the after effects of the operation are painful, and you were hoping for a lot of long videos from Cracking the Cryptic to sort of see you through convalescence. Yeah, I just take my hat off to you, Lucy, and I wish you all the best. What a thing to do. And yeah, let us know how it goes. I don't know if you get to find out who you've helped, but yeah, what a thing it is you're doing. As I say, my hat is off. Other news, let's do some birthdays. I've got 3 birthdays to do today. I'll start off with Thomas, who's turned 31 today. And Thomas, I know this because your wife Jordan wrote to us, and she wrote to us, literally, she said in the email, she was 2 hours from being induced to have your second child, which I know you're expecting a girl, so I don't know if that's happened now or not. And I don't know, yeah, so if the induction was quick, that might mean that you don't share a birthday, Thomas, with your new daughter. But if the induction is slow, then you could be birthday buddies. And anyway, Thomas, I wish you all the best, obviously, and Jordan too with this. Let us know, send us a picture. And Thomas, I hope you get to have chocolate cake, but you might have other things on your mind. And Tonya is the next birthday. Tonya's turned 42 today over there in Norway, and I know this because Anders wrote to us, Tonya, via Instagram, which is not a place we get many messages, but I did manage to pick that one up. So Tonya, I hope you have a very happy birthday. And then, well, finally, there are a few people involved in the next announcement. Bremster, that doyen of the Sudoku community, Mrs. Bremster, who I think is known as Fell. Well, it's Fell's birthday today. It's the two of you's anniversary today, and it's Bremster's birthday tomorrow, which is celebrated today. And I know all this because Full Deck and Missing a Few Cards wrote to us and told us about it. They didn't give us much notice, but they got there just in time. So I wish Bremster and Mrs. Bremster a super day today. There are all sorts of reasons within that message to have an enormous amount of chocolate cake, and I hope you take the opportunity. And with all that said and done, I think that's my list of things. Now, let's solve some Sudoku. Slalom mit Ablenkung by Sandra Nala. Get ready. These rules are stellar. Have you ever heard of rally obedience? It's a type of dog sport that Nala has recently discovered for herself. There is a course to walk, and it has signs placed on the ground explaining what tricks to perform before moving on to the next sign. It is a team sport, and while Nala is really good at it, her human counterpart gets literally every Wrogn on the course. The result? Chaos and confusion. We might need help to finish this. Hence, normal Sudoku rules apply, so we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. All clues are standard, and in the final grid, all clues need to be wrong. A clue is wrong when the placed digits cause it to be invalid. Placing digits that successfully make clues invalid will help clearing the fog from the surrounding cells, possibly revealing more nonsense. Brackets clues. I love that. That's a very, very nice way of phrasing what I think this puzzle is all about. Clues are valid if, digits in a killer cage, Oh, clues are valid. I was thinking, how is that not valid? Clues are valid if the digits in a killer cage sum up to the number in its top left corner if given and do not contain repeated digits. Okay, we can't even see any killer cages in here, but that hopefully is clear. Clues are valid if digits on an arrow sum to the number in the connected circle. Each arrow is a separate clue, even if multiple arrows share the same circle. So can I illustrate that somehow? So imagine there's a circle there, and it's got an arrow going that way and an arrow going that way. I think we need to make sure that these two don't add up to that, and these two don't add up to that. We have to treat the arrows separately. So it's not enough just to make this one not add up to that, and then if this was correct, say, oh well, the arrow overall was wrong. No, because each arrow needs to be treated in a discrete way. Digits on a slow thermometer increase or stay the same as they move from the bulb to the tip. There is the emergence of a thermometer there. So let's draw that thermometer a bit further up the grid. Let's imagine it does that, for example. What are we saying here? So let's say that was a 3. So thermometers, for this to be valid, this has to be either 3 or a number higher than 3. So let's say it's 5, and then this digit could be 6. So this would not be how this thermometer must work in the puzzle. It must have some interruption to that flow. So maybe it's more sensible if I put 3 there and 4 there. So imagine this was a 3. We could render the thermometer incorrect by making that a 2, because 3, 3, 2 would break, as I read it anyway, the rules of slow thermometerage. Now, digits on a thin green whisper line have a difference of at least 5. Can't see any of those. So if there's a green line somewhere in the grid and it was valid, and this was a 1, this would have to be at least a 6 to be 5 different. In this puzzle, if there are any green lines, we have to make sure they don't do that. Digits on a thick orange whisper line have a difference of at least 4. So this is Dutch whispers. Okay, so there is an orange line in the fog here, I think, and we've got to make sure this line doesn't have differences of 4. Digits in an orange odd shaded circle are odd. Right. So if this was correct, it would be odd, and we have to make it not odd. So that might be even in the correct solution. Digits in a blue shaded square are even, that's if it's valid. All digits in a larger white circle appear in the 4 cells touching it. So that's a quadruple clue. Digits joined by a white dot are consecutive. Digits joined by a black dot are in a ratio of 1 to 2. Who would have expected the beginner level to be this complex already? Nobody, Sandra. Nobody would have expected that. This is absolute madness. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. So, as I was reading the instructions, I think we have to make all... These are meant to be odd, but if they're valid, but we have to make them invalid. So I think we're saying these are all even, which means they're all of the even digits in Sudoku. Now there's a quadruple clue here which is meant to have a 6 in it. So if we put 6 in there, that would make it correct. So we have to make that Wrogn. Well, okay, we've got to be very careful now, haven't we? So 6 is here, definitely. But if 4... Yeah, if 4 was on this black dot, if 4 is in either of these cells, the digit it will be next to will be 2 or 8. Now 2 is half 4 and 8 is double 4, so they would force a correct black dot. So there is no 4 in these squares, which means these squares are now a 4-6 pair. This is bizarre. I really find Wrogn puzzles just very hard. Oh, well, no, this is fine. This is fine. That now can't be 4 either. If that's 4, this black dot would be in a 1 to 2 ratio. So I think that has to be 6, and that should Boom, clear. Well, it didn't really do very much, but that should clear some fog. That's going to clear some fog. That's revealed a lot of colourful things in the grid. Okay, so that is blue. It's a blue square. Is that even? It's meant to be even, I think. Okay, I'm literally going to good lift this. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, just so that I remember. Okay. Oh, so in this puzzle I can put 5s on whispers, can't I? Oh, hang on. So right, I see. Okay, so these two digits, look, are both on white dots with a 4. So if either of these digits was 3 or 5, the white dot would be correct. Therefore, neither of them are 3 or 5, which means the selectable digits for these two cells are only 1, 7 and 9 by Sudoku. These two cells can't be even, and they can't be 3 or 5. So they are 1, 7 or 9. Now what would happen if either of these digits was a 1? It would render this little green line correct, because the other digit will be 7 or 9, which will be at least 5 different from it. So there is no 1 on this line. It doesn't actually tell us what the line is. It just means that that's a 7-9 pair. So goodness only knows what we've got going on here now. So we've got 1, 3 and 5 into these squares. Right. Whoa. Oh, I see. Okay, this is lovely so far. I mean, I wouldn't expect any different, but this is lovely. Okay, look at these two squares. Let's start off with these two squares. They are joined by an orange line, which means that if the difference is 4 on the line, it's a good line, it's valid, and we need to make it invalid. So there must be a 3 on this line, which means this isn't a 3. But we can perform exactly that same operation here, can't we? There must be a 3 on this line, otherwise it will be 1 and 5. They are 4 apart and it will be valid. So this has to be a 3. That feels right. Whoa, look at this absolute nonsense we've revealed. Okay, we've got to be careful here. Very careful. There's a lot of things interacting in this part of the grid. So probably we need to take this very slowly. That's not 3 anymore. So maybe we start here. Where what are we saying? We're saying if this was 7 or higher, it would be correct. So this is a maximum of 6. Okay, so it's a maximum of 6. It can't be 5 because there's a 1-5 pair looking at it. It might be able to be 4. It might be able to be 3, and it might be able to be 2. Oh, that was not what I was hoping for, actually. Oh, hang on. This is a thermometer. Okay, so if this is a 1, then this thermometer will be correct, even if this is another 1, because it's a slow thermometer, isn't it, in this puzzle? So there's no way this can be 1, because this thermometer will be correct. So this is 5, right, I think. Although that's not going to clear any fog, so whenever you put a digit into a fog puzzle, and it doesn't reveal anything, it always feels a bit of a risk. Okay, so this is not 4 or 6 now, because it would be a correct white dot. That's fine. So the Dutch whisper connection here is definitely invalid. So that's a good thing. Now this square has to break this thermometer. So this can't. If this was 5, it would still be correct because it's a slow thermo. So this is 1, 2, or 4, I think. Now, if it's 2, it's going to be next to a 3 on its left, and that white dot will be correct. So this is 1 or 4. And... oh, hang on, now I've got problems. Oh, no, I see. So now I'm going to use the green line. Because if this is a 1... it will always be at least 5 different from 7 or 9, so that's got to be 4, which means this can't be 3 by white dot language. This can't be 9 now, because they would be 5 apart, so that's 7. That's 9. That's a 2. We're going to finish box 7 here. And we've got more stuff we've revealed up here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right, hang on. Look at this. That is an even digit because it's orange. It's an orange circle, albeit it's embedded in an arrow. So that is 6 or 8. There is a cage that looks like it is going into this square. It might be going elsewhere as well, but that is a cage, isn't it? That is an odd digit. So it is 1, 5, or 7. Okay, we are going to have to... I mean, this cell, how many things are affecting this cell? The answer is a lot. There's a white dot, there's an arrow, there's a Dutch whisper, and there's Sudoku. Last but not least. Okay, let's put in all the options. 1, 3, 5, 8, and 9. I'm sorry I'm being a bit methodical about this. Okay, this can't be 3 or 5 because that would correct the white dot. Now, if this was 8 or 9, the orange whisper line would be correct. So I think that is just forced to be a 1. Yes. Ah, okay, so we've got this cage is totally delineated now. And presumably we've got to think about this cell, which is the tip of what looks like a thermo, and is on a green line. So this green line can only be made correct if this is a 9. Anything else is going to break, because 4 is monogamous as far as green lines are concerned. It only has one natural partner, which can be 5 away and is a Sudoku digit. So what does that mean? That's not 5 or 7. That's not 1. This digit, I don't think, or apart from eliminating 9 from it, I mean, let's pencil mark it, but I think that's literally the only advantage we get. So this digit is 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it can't be 9, so it's 3, 5, or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, that doesn't seem very propitious. That is, I suppose, on the end of a thermo, but we don't know what the thermo does, so we can't... Ah, whispers. Oh no, that whisper's fine. Oh. We don't actually even have a total for the... Okay. Right, sorry. This, the cage, how do we make the cage Wrogn if it doesn't have a total? It must have a repeated digit. Ah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Where's the repeated digit in this cage? The blue numbers can't repeat. This can't go there. 1 and 9 are not options. That's what the green line's doing. It's knocking 9 out of this square. So which digit can possibly repeat? It can't be this one. That can't repeat in those two squares or those two squares by the mechanism of Sudoku. So the repeated digit is this one, which must repeat there, which makes both of those have to be 8. That's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Now, what does it mean? Well, that's another odd digit. Yeah, I am going to good live today. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Actually, that's really not done. It's not done as much as I was expecting. I wonder if I have to... I mean, that can't be 6, can it? That's if this is 6, that's going to make this white dot correct, and that can't be 6 by Sudoku. So 6 is definitely in one of these two cells. So 6 is at the top of the grid somewhere. 2 is in the fog up here somewhere. 1 is up here somewhere with its friend the 6, and 4 is lonely as a cloud on the left. 8 is over here. Ooh, this looks tricky all of a sudden. Oh, no, it's not tricky, it's simple. Right, 8 is in an arrow. So if this was 7, Then 7 plus 1 would equal 8. Right, so that's 5. Well, that's something. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. What are these squares? They are 3, 6, 7, and 9. Now, are any of these? That's not 6 or 7. So 3 or 9. You could break the thermo by making it a 9. That can't be 6 by the white dot. Or oh, that's a naked single. Sorry, 3, 9 is all. This sells a 7. I hadn't spotted that, obviously, but I have now. Okay, so these digits at the top are 1, 6, and 8. Let's put that in and see if we can do any damage with this square. Well, oh yeah, we can. It's on a white dot, so it's got to be 1. 6 and 8 would both be in a consecutive relationship with 7. So this is now a 6-8 pair at the top of the grid. Okay, the thermo, the only way of breaking it is making this a 9 now. 1, 3, 8 would obviously be an ascending thermometer, so that's too naughty for words. Let's do that. Let's tidy up the pencil marks, get rid of 7 and 9 from this square. Okay, maybe this square, maybe in a moment this square, but let me just think for a moment about other things. In fact, let's pencil mark these squares. 3, 5, 2, 3, and 5. 2, 3, 5. Yes, okay, this must have a 5 on it, mustn't it? Because otherwise 2 and 3 are consecutive. So this square can't be a 5. There's definitely a 5 in there. Is that going to be a circle? Looks like it's trying to stop this being adding up to 8, doesn't it? If that was a circle, so that would be a 2, 5 pair. It looks like what it's trying to do, but I'm not sure if that's going to be the circle of an arrow. There's also a quadruple clue poking out of the fog here, but I can't read it. Okay, let's pencil mark the left side of the grid in case that reveals something useful. So we've got 4, 7, and 9 to go in there. Well, it's not brilliant, is it? Oh no, okay, it's the green line. It's the green line. So the green line, if this was 7 or 9, it would be correct. So that must be 4. And I can see, oh, that's good. That's very good. So now this can't be 8, or that would be correct. That would be a 2-to-1 ratio. So that's 6. That is 8. And now we mustn't add this adding up to 8. So that's got to be 2, 5. So there is no 3 on that. There is a 3 there on another black dot. Oh, look at this. It's absolutely monstrous. We've got so many things going on in and around these digits. Okay, so what have we got there going on? So for this thermo to be wrong, we can't even have it going. We can't even have this being a 3, can we? So this is a 1 or a 2. This is an even digit, so that's 2, 4, or 6. If it's 6, the black dot's correct, so it's not 6. If it's 2, this is a 1 by Sudoku, and that white dot is correct, so that is a 4. Yes, that's cleared fog. Whoa! So it's this 6 cage is trying to stop this being a 1, 2, 3 triple. I mean, how is that? How is that a thing? Is that an 8? I think that's an 8. Do I feel how confident? Yeah, I do feel confident that's an 8. So if we can't put 8 in there, and we can't put 8 there or there, 8 is in one of 2 places in box 2. So 8 is in one of 2 places in box 8 by the mechanism that is Sudoku. Now, okay, Dutch whispers. Let's think about that digit. So it can't be. If it was 6, that would be always correct, wouldn't it? With a 1 or a 2 here, it would always be at least 4 away. So it's 5 or less. Okay, so it's 5 or, by Sudoku, 3, 1, or 2. That feels remarkably loose as a constraint. What about this one? So that's got the same principle. It can't be 6, can it? Because 6 would be definitely 4 away from this. So this is 5, 1 or 2 by Sudoku. Oh, I do sort of see something. So what we're being told here is that there must be 5 in one of these squares. Because if there was no 5, it would be a 1, 2, 3 triple, and it would add up to 6. So one of these is definitely a 5. Now, if one of these is a 5, whichever one is a 5 would be a correct whisper if this was a 1. So this can't be a 1. This must be a 2. That feels right. Yes. Okay, good. So now, what does that mean? Well, oh, that does this one. Okay, so that's a 2, that's a 5, that's a 5, that's beautiful. Again, it's very clever, this. It's very hard to make a Wrogn puzzle that feels in any way smooth, and so far this one's done a good job. Now that square is meant to be, oh, that's got to be, oh, hang on. That's got to be odd, hasn't it? Yeah, it's got to be odd, so it can't be 8, or it would be correct. So the 8's moving down here. Yes, look at this stuff that's being revealed. Oh, this is the arrow. Look, that's got 2 arrows coming from it. Right. So what is it we're now being asked to look at? There's so many things going on here. Okay, these 2 squares are both odd numbers. I'm just going to fill them in with all their options and then have a think. So that can't be 5. It can't be 7 or 9 because the white dot would be correct. Right, so we get a 1, 3 pair. That. Oh, right, look. So this is a 7, 8, 9 triple in row 2. And this can't be 7 or 9 by Sudoku. So this is 1, 3, 5. This is 1, 3, 5. So if that's 3, this is a 1, 5 pair. But oh, I don't know. I'm not quite seeing how to. I'm not seeing how this is affected. I mean, if these are 1s, that would be very well, they can't both be 1. I suppose, oh, maybe that's it, is it? So the minimum size of these is a 1, 3 pair, which would mean that 7, if you had a digit as high as 7 in either of these squares, that would be, yeah, but what if this was 3, 5? If one of these is a 5, let's say that's a 5, what's that saying? Oh, it's something to do with 9s, isn't it? It's something to do with 9s in a way I can't quite understand. Maybe I've got to pencil mark these in. Oh, actually, I've just noticed something there. I've got 6, 7 and 9 to place in this box, and that means I've got a 6, 7, 9 triple, the 6 of which is in this. Oh, right. Oh, I thought that was going to be doing something. It might still be doing something. I'm going to come back to it. The 6, there's definitely a 6 in this domino, so that's definitely not a 6. So this is a 7 or a 9, and what we're being told by this arrow is that these are not the same number. So that digit has to be in one of those 2 squares, otherwise this arrow would be correct. Now, are we being told anything else? We probably are. I mean, if that's 9, yeah, okay, if either of these is 9, the Dutch whisper that emanates from them must be correct, because 1, 3 and 5 are all at least 5 away from 9, so neither of these is 9. Sorry, it's much more straightforward than I was thinking. That's a 9, so this is not a 9, so 9 is in one of these squares. So these are 6 and 7. So if either of these was 1, again it would create a correct Dutch whisper, wouldn't it? I can't see why that's wrong. So I think these have to be a 3-5 pair, and that means I get a 3 over here and a 6 here. And now 3, if 3 is 3 and 7, ooh, so that's got to be, yes. Okay, so now this combination of whispers I think is powerful. If this is 7, it will connect to a 3 and it will be correct on one side or the other. So that must be 6, that must be 7. The 7 mustn't connect to a 3, so that's a 5 and that's a 3. Yes, good. Okay, so this is a 3, this is a 1. Oh, and now this is adding up to 7, so that's got to be an 8 in order to make it Wrogn, and it is Wrogn, and that's jolly good. And that 9 is giving me stuff over on the left, so the first column is finished. And now we're sort of running a bit short of clues. Oh, what's that, a 4? Is that just a 4? I've got my right glasses on. I think I do. What's this? 3, 4, 5 into these squares. 3, 4, 5, not 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can't put 4 there. Or this, right, so the 4 must go there, is what we're being told, because otherwise, yeah, it was just on its own. Otherwise, this was going to be a correct quadruple clue. These two squares are 1, 2, and 6. No 3 in the corner. We're going to get the 3 in the corner at the bottom. Still open to possibility, perhaps. I'm so used to 3s in the corner now, after Analytical Ninja's incredible advent calendar the other day. There's a 5 down here as well. 3 and 5 are down here. 8 is up. Oh, 8 can't go on the black dot, or that will be correct. So 8 is here. Does that matter? Oh, no, it's not. 8's there. That's great. Okay, that's another digit. Any digit is very welcome. We will greet digits that we place in this grid with open arms now. What now? We must have to pencil mark this row. 1, 2, and 4. Yeah, that's very difficult. That can't be 2 and it can't be 4, so that is 1. And now this can't be 5, or it would be a correct whisper. So that's all goes into the grid. Okay, so these squares are a 2, 4 pair. No, I wanted to put 2, 4 pair in there. I don't think we know anything. Oh, yes, we do. We can't put a 4 in this one because of the quadruple clue, so we can do that. That's not a 2. And right, 1 is in one of those two squares, just by Sudoku. We've got, okay, we've got a bit of a problem, have we, with this whisper. So if this is a green whisper, so it would be correct if this is 6 or higher. So it's not. It's got to be a maximum of 5, which it can't be. And it can't be 1, 2, or 3, so it is 4, bizarrely. That's ridiculous. So that's 4. Now, what's that one? That's even. Ah, look, that's 6. It sees 2, 4, and 8, so that's just 6 to make it Wrogn. And then these are a 3, 5 pair, and we've got a 5 here, so that's 5, that's 3. So 5 is in one of those two squares. A thingy thing has emerged, which is a 1 or a 9, actually, because it's got to be odd, this thingy thing, and that creates a thingy thing pair in row something. In fact, look, all of the odd digits are placed in this row. So Sudoku tells us that these are even, and we'll good lift them all and see if that tells us things. 2 or 8 come out of this one. Yeah, 4 would give us a consecutive pair, so that's 6. Let's take 6 out of all of these. 8 out of this one. 4 out of this one. Must be able to do better than that, surely. Well, okay, we've got a 2, 8 pair, so that is 4. Now, what does that mean? What are those squares? 7 and 9. Well, okay, I can see that that's giving me a 7, 9 pair in the final column. Now this thermometer, I mean, if that's 9, it's basically broken, isn't it? Because you can't double 9 this. So if that, so I bet this doesn't turn out to be 9. I've got a 1 at the top of the grid, 6 here, so I've got a 6 in the corner, a 2 here. Okay, so I effectively know these 6 digits. I've got 2, 3, and oh, lovely. Let me just double check this. I have got 2, 3, and 8 to place, haven't I? And that can't be 2 or 8. That means that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Oh, very good. I'm always pleased to see one of those. There cannot be enough of them. There weren't enough in Analytical Ninja's puzzle, even though there were a great number. Hang on. Right, this row, that's a 9, that's a 7. This is awfully close to being, look at this. If that was a 7, that would be a correct thermo, because thermo digits can stay the same on this. So that's got to be 9, which means that's 7, which means that's 7, that's 9. This is a 2 or an 8. So we know, therefore, this is a 2-8 pair. These squares are 1, 2, and 6, which is going to be chocolate teapotted, I think. Let's see. That's 2. That can't be 6, and that can't be 1. Okay, so we need something else to help us. In this column, we've not placed 2, 5, and 6, so this is a 5 at the bottom, I think. So this is a 5 using our Sudoku skills. This is a 3 using our pencil marking. And this is, whoopsie, this is 2 or 6. We've got something going on with a whisper there. But can we... Oh, I see. Yeah, 1 and 9. This is a 1 or a 9. And these two squares are 4 and something. 4 and 7, which we can do. So that's 4, that's 7. That's 7 by Sudoku. So this is 1 or... well, it's 1 or 9. That does do something. Because... that, therefore, has become 6, and that resolves our chocolate teapot, which is welcome. So this becomes a 6. What's going on? I've got a horrible feeling I'm ending up with a deadly pattern here. So presumably, if that's right, this looks very deadly-ish. It's got to be something to do with this 20 cage. So 20. Oh, okay. So we could make 20 here. It is possible to do it with 8, 9. Oh, and that would, hang on, that would work. Oh, I see. That's really clever. That's really clever. So if this was, imagine this was an 8. Well, the problem we've got with this being an 8 is that then whatever we do with this cell, it corrects a clue. It's gorgeous, actually. If that's 8, you can't make this 9 or the 20 clues correct, and you can't make it 1 or the whispers correct. So this is 2. Which definitely resolves the 2 and the 8 at least. And now, oh, let's see, and then if this is 9, the whisper's correct, because 2 and 9 are 7 apart. So this is 1, and that corrects the other part of the grid. What? It's just beautiful, isn't it? That wasn't difficult. Well, not very difficult, if you're, especially not if you're familiar with the rules of Sudoku and Sudoku variants, but it was absolutely gorgeous. Yay, congrats. Solution looks great. Did we pass the entrance test? Yes, you did. 366 people in 4 days. Well, I'm not surprised. These Fog-Of-War puzzles are so popular, and Wrogn Fogn was very good indeed. Sandra Nala, thank you very much for Slalom mit Ablenkung. Don't forget to hang around for Kurt Hugo Schneider's music and the Roll of Honour for our November competition. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, I hope Demono gets better soon. Demono has had COVID, which has slowed down the solution videos for the competition. So we wish him well. We know he's trying to avoid getting infected again at the moment. Just get well soon, Demono, and we will get the videos to you guys in time, but keeping everyone as healthy as we can. Let me know in the comments how you got on with this puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.